Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check your board. P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. What I do, what I do for you. Got something good for you today. Got some good information that's gonna make a few differences. I hope in somebody's idea and outlook on life. So that's what I do for you. So let's get this party started. Right as 25 rules to live by storytelling, start with a message. Message and story for life. Give life lessons. You turn to receiving them. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on. Is to enlighten. I got a whole bunch of books here. Inspire, to educate and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment with knowledge. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers do just that. So I'm on my job to get that information that'll help you do that to you on a day-to-day basis. Let's go. It's called feeding. Start feeding the crave. If you crave knowledge and information, I'm your man. I'm gonna feed you. That's what I do for you. Know thyself is the question I ask every day. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they even know not is foolish. Disregard that. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Why? I appreciate you. Stay tuned. I got more for you. Don't worry about it. When I get done, you'll be a master too. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do for that purpose. A person who knows, but knows not that they know, is spiritually asleep. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I'm here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons desire to use right thinkers. Know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I'm in the book Tree of Life. Yeah. But this is what the Tree of Life looks like, just in case you hadn't seen it. If you see the top where it says the noon, okay, the noon is where all the concepts, okay, before time and space, we're going to discuss the noon. That's the top part. And from the noon, you go to Anu, first time or the first place. Then you're going to go down to the Dua, where Mayat, Tahuti, and Haru hang out. And then you're going to bring it down to learn about the elements, which is Ra, Shu, Tefnu, Geb, and Nu. That's the elements. And the last one is the Ta. The Pet is where the elements are. The Ta is earth. That's the lowest level on the tree of life. That's where you start working your way from the bottom up. Okay? But right here, this is my teacher. Oh man. I love to read his stuff, love studying him, but in person, he's slow, meticulous, and very methodical with how he presents his case. So because I know all this stuff, I be saying, come on, man, speed it up, speed it up. But this is what we're working with right here. This is what it looks like. That's the top level. That's called the new. Okay. You're gonna see about 5 or 6, like 2, 3. You got 6 things going on there. I'll break it down for you. Hopefully you get the understanding. But boy, when I get that blue screen, that green screen, whatever it is screen, I can punch that up and I can go through it like my man do. But right now, I'm using no, I'm not answering that right now. I ain't got time. I got things to do right now. Moving on. I'll call you back. Now, right thinkers, let's talk about what the title is, the teachings of the philosophy of the Anunian Theurgy, aka, you ready for this? This is a mouthful. The Cosmiconomythograph, or the Iconomythograph, okay? But I'm gonna break it down for you. So really what you're getting is the general description of the Anunian Theurgy, aka Cosmic Mythograph, the top section. Okay, broke that down for you. Now, here we go. You ready? Strap it in. Let's go. The Anunian Theurgy, Tree of Life, I just showed you the picture, And it should be, watch this, treated as all other Commission iconographs in temples, pictograph, aka the glyphs, the hieroglyphs, the reliefs, the glyphs, and the images of the divinities. They put them on the wall in the temples. Pyramid. The phrase, the handwritings on the wall, if you want to know the truth, go to the pyramids. The handwritings on the wall. Moving on. Now, it should be understood, here we go, as a visual meditation. What that mean? You see it, you meditate on it, you contemplate it, you reflect on it, you give it some deep thought. That's what it means. Okay. This is what? Something that the Buddhists and the Hindus have been very big on. This is why I respect the Eastern culture. Why? This is what they're big on. But the ancient Egyptians did it what? In grand and magnanimous style. We did everything big. I ain't going there. Moving on. But they did everything big. The Egyptians. That was our thing. So the Hindus, watch this. The Hindus developed images called what? The yantras. And the Buddhists developed images called the mandalas. Okay, these is like pictures and stuff. You're supposed to just look at it, focus on it, and let it take you to another place. That's focused, right? Now you are supposed to sit in front of them, concentrate on them, and meditate on the deeper meaning. Again, you have to let thought go to get in the meditative state to get the deep meaning of something. That's what we're trying to tell you. Got to go deep to get with God. The ancient Egyptians, watch their temples, the icons, and even the hieroglyphic texts themselves are what? Meditative icons. Something that's going to help you. The information I give you, I ain't just telling you stuff. I want you to understand it, use it, and you'll see that it will work too. Okay? Now, the ancient Egyptian temples, the icons, and even hieroglyphic texts themselves are meditative icons. The temples are what? Giant visual aids to understanding, concentrating, and meditating upon the teachings of Shita, aka right thing of philosophy. That's what I do. That's where I got it from. That's what I perfected. So an icon presented in the graphic form may be what? Termed iconograph. Again, picture of icon. The tree of life form is what? A form of spiritual iconograph may be termed as, here we go, iconomythograph. And since what? It conveys myth. We tell you these are mythological stories. So they're all about the myth. But a myth contains what? Information about a spiritual system. You see what they say? A spiritual system, not a belief system. So make that clear. We practice the spiritual system. Watch this. So as a cosmic myth, in our context, what is a visually schematized representation of the cosmos, characterized by what? A image might be thought of as symbols representing the effort to what? Reunify the self with the higher self. You have to go a little deeper to recognize what it is. Now now watch this. Ooh, okay. Now in Jungian and Carl Jung's psychology, such or images may be thought of what also as symbols which represent the effort to unify the self, the highest, excuse me. So now the Anunian Theurgy is what? Cosmiconomythograph. That's it. No graph, just myth. Is what? A graphic form is showing you right here of so many more fully described as, excuse me, a graphic form. So may more fully be undescribed as cosmic mythograph. There we go. Now, as it includes what? Macrocosmic information, the outer side, about the outer creation, and the microcosmic information that's about the what? Nature of the inner human existence. You're learning about yourself. So, One of the purposes of this lecture I'm talking about today series is that you can what? Gain a what? A deeper insight into the meaning of this we call the Tree of Life philosophy, which opens up other iconographs as well as, of course, so that you can what? Be able to delve into their meanings deeply and make use of it where? In your personal, on a personal level to promote your own mythical evolution. Growing spiritually meaning you're learning, you understand it, and you implement what you learn to prove that you can manifest it for yourself. It ain't got to be what somebody said. It ain't got to be what you read. It can be what you experience for yourself. That's the whole point of this concept. What I'm doing, right? Then philosophy is all about personal growth, learning, understanding, and implementing what you learn, and you'll find out for yourself. The answers are right there for you. Now, this image of what? The Kemetic Tree of Life. Here's a smaller version. Okay. But it's all about showing you how to come through or go up the tree, come down, go up any way you want, but you have to learn and understand what it means. Sorry. Now, here we go. The image of the Kemetic Tree of Life is like what? A concentrated what? Chemical formula. In high school, I took calculus, chemistry, all that stuff. You have to have formulas. You put this together, you put that together, they make something else. That's chemistry. I used it for a more noble and glorious purpose. Why? Because when I got out of high school and I started playing with the drug game, I knew how to mix the chemicals. I became a doctor. We're moving on. But yeah, I used them to my benefit. Not always the good way, but still to my benefit. But watch this. But this image of the Kemetic Tree of Life is like a formula. You have to know how to put it together to get the results. And if you understand the true meaning of its elements, then what? You can open up its mysticism, which is you reach high levels of understanding that a lot of people don't reach. They're not paying attention. So when you're doing this, and thereby what? You will transcend in your meditation. This is the whole idea behind yantra and the mandala concepts in the Hindu and the Buddhism, respectively, to get you to focus on and go deeper into yourself. My man Ralph Smart, dive the concept, diving deep, go deeper to get in, know yourself. That's what you need to do. It's in here. It ain't out there. Okay? But now, if you go to the temple, it is one big mandala for Egyptians, one big architectural meditative image. The temple represents the body. It shows you each level, each next section is all laid out for you. And the more you learn about it, the more you know about yourself. Hence, self-mastery. Watch this. Now, let us proceed. Let us proceed. Here we go. Here with a brief general introduction to the Anunian Theurgy, Cosmiconomythograph, and then we will proceed into the specific aspects of the principles, that's what we're going to do, of the Tree of Life, of the Anunian Theurgy. We will go into what? Deeper aspects of what? Your personality and of the tree, so that we may understand the deeper mysteries of it. Why? Because as you can see, the tree is actually a pathway to where? A vertical ladder from what? From earth to what? To the heavens. It's teaching you how to get back to heaven spiritually and conceptually. If you were to understand the meaning and the secrets of the tree, what would happen? You would be able to elevate yourself through what? Transcending of the principles, the psycho-spiritual, metaphysical aspects that are given in the tree. It's telling you something. It's leading you somewhere. It's taking you somewhere. All you got to do is follow along. You would rise what? To the top. How? Of the tree. And of course, the top of the tree is what? Is the source of all creation. That's where Ra sits. At the top of the pyramid. That little thing at the top. He sits right on that point. Okay? Now, we're going to get into general description of the Anunian Theurgy cosmic iconograph. Here we go. That's a mouthful there, though. But watch this. If you understand what it means, it makes sense. The general image that the tree of life, cosmic mythograph, is a what? Techno. What's that? You know it better as the obvious, okay? Or Gary's penis. The monument, whatever you want to call it, but that's what it is. This is what, in reference to what? To tantric. The tantric yoga aspect is the physical part, sexual positions, Kama Sutra, but that's where you find out how to control your sexual urges, not to fulfill them. But the tantric philosophy, and watch this, it contained in the Anunian Theurgy the sexual life force and what? A vertical movement, meaning this way, a movement of spiritual stability. Of course, why? The higher consciousness you become, the subtler things become. In the noon, nothing's going on. Nothing's happening. So more about crack. But up there, it's all just concepts, undifferentiated matter waiting to be produced into something. That's the noon. Watch this. Anything is possible, but they're teaching you how to understand what it represents, where we at. Now, when you become the subtler understanding of what you're discovering, what? Here we go. The higher essence of oneself. Moving from what? The gross, which is the physical part, that which is more subtle and refined, as symbolized by what? The tapering of the format, larger at the bottom of the pyramid. A whole bunch of stuff going on down here, but the higher you get, the less it be. Okay, that's the concept. And watch this. The format tapering, larger at the bottom than at the top, aka the obelisk or pyramid. Therefore, the tree of life, the Anunian Theurgy, is a journey of what? One's self-discovery, whereby you, the aspirant, right thinker, learns to what? Discover and then embody the principles represented by that divinity in the iconograph. Now, again, learn them and what? Emulate them. Get the story, reflect on it, meditate on it, and implement it, and watch what happens. That's how you harness the forces. Okay, Luke, use the force. You have to understand the force before you can use it. That's why he went to study under the Jedi, Yoda. Yeah, Luke, I'm Yoda. And don't worry about nothing. What you only gonna get out of here what you bring in. If you come in 100%, you get 100% out. You give me 50, you get 50 back. I'm give you what you give me. That's how the game is played. Understand that? Let's go. Now, watch this. It is a movement of what? Increasing what? Focus. Of what? One's moves toward the top. The bottom being what? More spread out. Again, more stuff going on. More diffused. And watch this. At the top being focused as it reaches what? A single point. And the top of the what? Obelisk. They call it, what's they call it? Pyramidum. You got four things, four sides, and they're all going up. They're going to end up at one point. Okay? It's the pyramid concept, or pyramidum, or the obelisk. Watch this. The top is being focused, single point, top of the obelisk. It is what? A philosophical, meditative discipline that is also what? To be applied where? In practice, in the world of what? Human activity. You use it in your daily life. Let us proceed with what? The description of the image contained in the Anunian theory, tree of life, cosmic mythograph. The Anunian Theurgy, cosmic mythograph, the top section. Try to show you before. Here it is. Young people in there, I'm going to break them down for you right quick. That's the lesson right here. Here we go. Now I'm about to get into this. The top section has the divisions of creation. Remember, nothing's going on. Just as before creation. Okay? The top of the which is the subtlest, and the lowest section is the grossest. New in the top, tar at the bottom. The earth is at the bottom. Okay? The top is what? The new, again, or the primeval waters. The primeval waters, which what? Contain within them, listen, the essential innermost divine self, the consciousness that sustains creation and the human personality as well. The Nun, aka Nunu, is like the body of the divine self. So God covers himself in the Nun. Why? Because everything's going to come out of there. Every aspect, every possibility is coming out of him. Watch this. Starting with my man over here, the bird shot. Okay, no, not the bird. It says in the center, you see a guy pushing up the boat with people on it. That picture you see is God himself in the Nun, raising up what? The personified primeval water. He's pushing up the boat of who? Ra, in the form of the sun disk. That you got Kepri in the form of the scarab pushing the sun in the boat. And he is holding up the sun disk. That's what that looks like right there. You see him pushing up right here? That's right. That's the sun. That's the scarab. That's Kepri. That's the scarab-headed beetle. Why did he give a scarab a God reference to make him a deity? Quick lesson. The scarab, called the dung beetle. We all know what dung is, right? That dung beetle, if it don't exist, we have a big problem with dung all over the Serengeti. Nobody comes to pooper scooper. So the dung beetle is the built-in pooper scooper naturally. Now, if you ain't impressed with that, and how much you can be impressed with, think about that for a minute. Let that seep in. Again, deeper meaning. This is why they respected the scarab beetle. They knew. You've been on the farm. Oh, you know, you're going to step in some stuff. Why did the Cowboys wear them shit kicking boots? They know they're going to step in something. So, a little quick lesson there, but, no lesson. I did throw something in there for you every now and then. But that's what the scarab represents. That's why he's the first god that you're going to see. The hieroglyphics to the left side of the Nun, the picture I showed you, with the boat in the middle, which means Shita. And the one on the right side means Anu. So Anunian Theurgy, or mysteries of Anu, now all of these other forms are either male or female. Again, there you go, aspects of what? The supreme divinity that are integral to the Anunian Theurgy. Women to the right, men to the left, God's in the middle. That's how it's done. That's how they present. And watch this. Now, you got the middle one, he pushing up, and underneath him, you see a man with a scarab over the top of his head. That's Kepri. And it says, as I go down, oh, we didn't do him yet. Sorry about that. I'm jumping the gun. I got him coming up. After we learn about God pushing up the boat, the left side, the Nun, you showed him. Now, watch this. The left side of the Nun is the divinity. You see this guy, we say he's suited and booted. Okay, that means he's all encompassing. He has all the ingredients, attributes of God. Hence, all encompassing. That's the Nirbercha. To the left, the divinity, Nirbercha. The literal translation of that name means what? All encompassing. Now, Nirbercha is what? The aggregation of what? All attributes of the gods and goddesses combined into what? One essence. He got them all. More will be talked about that later on. I'll get to him again, but he'll be back. But that's who he is. Now we're moving down. So now below that, you see here, my dude. We know that the Sphinx, right? Bottom right there. Oh, that's the Sphinx. That's the Sphinx. Yeah, listen to the Greeks. We know him as below the Nirberja is a depiction of what? The divinity Haru Akuti, aka also called Harati, which means what? Haru in the form of the two horizons, meaning that Haru encompasses what? The opposites and encompasses both horizons, the dawn and the dusk, the beginning and the end. Haru is also the sun in the form of what? The great Sphinx, as they call him. Thus, he is what? In two in one God. One, so therefore he's what? considered a non-dual divinity, singular, by himself. Okay? His job is to, when he was put up there, it was in the age of Leo. If you do your history, that's a long time ago. Okay? We're in the age of Aquarius now. You read it frontwards, but when it's actually, it goes backwards. So another little tidbit about the horoscope. Just try to throw some stuff in there, that's all. Okay, I got a little more to go. Next page. All right, we're almost home. Thank you. Okay, it's hurt that bad, shouldn't be. Hope you're getting some of the information that I'm trying to give to you. Right here. Now, this is going to be good. There's another divinity named Sekhmet Bas Ra. Who is that? Which is the same as the Nebercha in the noon, right? But she is not present in this particular lesson because she ain't with us. She got a different concept. And we're doing Anunian. She comes from another concept. But right now we're going to talk about her for one reason. Watch this. Now, the particular Cosmiconomythograph, however, she's presented here as what? As an example of the divinity capacity of the Kemetic spirituality to what? Put forth an all-encompassing divinity concept with, watch this, with either male or female tendencies. Yet, both Nebercha and Sekhmet Basra may be thought of as a representation of what? The idea of an all-encompassing divinity. Divinity, and both are what? Can be considered androgynous. She has all the attributes, all the scepter and the wings and the means of encompassing divinity. This is who she looked like. Now, if you notice, she got 3 heads, okay? Vulture, serpent, and human. And see next to her, and you see that's a woman. What you see down there between her legs sticking out, a phallus. So she's encompassing everything too. We didn't play favorites. We didn't pick and choose. The female cow, me, her, that's my girl. She's considered the mighty fool. We can talk about her in a minute. But Sekhmet Basra is the 3-in-1 God, all encompassing, but it's in the female agenda. That's why. So I got a lesson for her too later on. I'll tell you about her. But let's talk about this right quick. Now, these are all attributes that consider be all encompassing divinities, both male and female concepts. Now, on the top right, we have Mihert, the cow goddess, aspect of who? Hadu, which is the female version of Hadu. Again, we give opposites to both sides. And Aset. The name is, watch this, composed of a word, meat. M-E-H-T means fullness. In ancient Egyptian terms, me, M-E-H, means full. And Ert means great. So we have mighty fullness, and this is fullness relates to what? And really what the creation myth is talking about here comes down to that which is what? The me hurt. What I'm trying to bring to you, understanding, is that everything in creation is what? Full of the divine self. That's a mouthful, but I'm trying to explain that to you. I hear people, we born to sin. We born sinners. No, we're not. We're divine entities. We're spiritual beings from God. So we have divineness in us. We just need to know that. Hence, know thyself. Know that you are God. That's my goal, to get all right things to do just that. And these are all things that can point in that direction. That's what I'm trying to show you. You can slice it, dice it any way you want. It all comes back to you knowing thyself. Who? God and you are one. Watch this. So there is no place, no rock, lizard, plant, sun, or even the very inner part of yourself that is not what? Full of the divine self, aka Spirit of God. As long as there's spirit in you, you are godly. Simple as that. Without that spirit, your body ceases to exist. So spirit is life. Even, watch this, the space in between objects is also permeated by what? The divine self. Know what they call all this? Dark matter. We called it ether, we called it air. So, but they know it's some other stuff going on. So they modern man started to figure out he can get the chemical breakdown and all that good stuff, but they call it dark matter. So watch this. And that the me hurt, you can't, watch this, escape God. Why? Because it's everywhere and in all things. No matter how different or separate you think that you are, you can never run away only by your own what? Illusions. That is your egoism. And the more deluded you are, the more egotistic you are, the more prone you are to what? Complexes, aka entanglements. I call them fetters. Self-born on problems, self-induced problems. Complexes, watch this. Why? Because you feel alone, abandoned, and separate. That's I. That's me. Your ego is taking God out the equation. So all you got is I. That's not enough. Okay? And watch this. You can delude yourself with all your religions, your complexes, again, entanglements and fetters. Why? Because your concepts, but in all human beings are what are actually one in the divine self. Again, we are one, regardless of whatever name they call him, and by by ignorance only what? Can they feel separate from God? If you don't feel connected to God, your spiritual concept is way out of whack. You on that island alone by yourself because it's me, it's I know. Without the am, you got nothing going. Watch this. Now you are together here. Watch this. You may think you are all different, white people, black people, Chinese people, Hindus, Muslims. It all is ridiculous. Watch this. In the ultimate realization of mystical awareness, you'll know that we all one. My brother, my sister, we all one spirit that runs through everybody. Remember, he multiplies and don't lose nothing. When the spirit that he don't lose, ones who go back home, he integrated and he don't advance. He don't get more stronger because the spirits come home. He don't add, he don't lose. That's the concept. Watch this, I'm about to wrap it up. Looking at the bottom right hand corner of the noon, the section, here's my girl. The Anunian Theurgy Cosmiconomythograph. The top section, we have the goddess, my girl, Nat, N-A-T or Net, N-E-T. Watch this. That name, when we gave a name to something, it meant something. Watch what Net means. Net means loom, and she is what? Considered the weaver. In Hindu, they call her the spider. Why? Because she's weaved the web all over the world. That's who she represents. So watch this. Net means matrix. Mm-hmm. Again, then that's referring to what? The matrix upon which what? All creation is created and then what? Sustained. That's consciousness. Knowing what we need and supplying it, that's being conscious. That's how your reciprocity works. They go in, they go out. They go around, they come back. You get what you put out. And what happened? She weaves the clothing, who? The garment of noon. She's the matrix. Again, she keeps everything in order. Now, in other words, the parent creation images of differentiation, objects separate from each other and appearing to be composed of different constitutes form of matter, which is what? The visible creation, whose underlying essence is noon, again, or the undifferentiated matter with the possibility to be whatever. Again, you can be whatever you can conceive, you can achieve. The noon, that's how God operates. That's how we are in his image again. Watch this. So wrapping it up. She is also, talking about Net, referred to as Misura. Know what that means? She gives birth to who? The sun is Ra. So she's Ra mother conceptually. And watch this. The energetic impetus that gives rise to this matrix and creation is through Net. I got another lesson coming up explaining how Net operates. That's the next lesson, but right now, I'm gonna end it right here. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope you got something out of it. I got another one coming behind it for you. It's gonna tie you. I'm trying to walk you down the road of enlightenment. Get to the top of that tree. Okay? I got you. I'll be back.